Hello there ladies and gents, and welcome to the Spiffing Brit, and I got a rather different video for you here today. Today you might be noticing something weird's going on in the world behind us. Oh my, look at that, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth has formed, and France is actually invading another country, and the United States is at war with Mexico. What an interesting world, and what's caused it to be like this? Well, I decided to sit down and think, what kind of idea for a video can I come up with that isn't an artillery-only world conquest? And then it hit me, what if we use something even more powerful than artillery? That's right, it's nuclear bombs! So I decided to give each and every single country 999 nuclear bombs. And I decided to set the rules so that there is no check before a country drops a nuclear bomb. I also decided to run the mod which removes population after a nuke is dropped. Now what kind of chaos do you think this can cause? Well, it can cause the entire world population to deplete within the span of about, I don't know, a few seconds. So yes, you can probably sense there are a few issues going on in this world. Also, because there were so many entries on the last Hoi4 giveaway, I decided we should probably do another one because, quite a lot of people didn't get the game out of that giveaway, only one person did. So this time we're doing another giveaway. If you want to enter, feel free to just click on the link down in the description, you can give the video a like, and you can also comment artillery only. Be warned that this is a giveaway only for my subscribers, so if you haven't already, make sure to be subscribed. So, how did we set up the game? Well, you're watching me do it here behind you. It took the brief time of only about 40 minutes IRL to go around, tag each and every single country, and then give them 99 nukes. Sorry, 999. 99 wouldn't be enough to destroy the entire world population, you see. Oh, it does always feel a little bit dodgy given the entirety of the Middle East nuclear weapons. But I mean, who cares? I'm sure it's perfectly fine. It's just like Tropico. El Presidente wouldn't nuke anyone. Also, I do often get quite a lot of comments about how ridiculous it is that I seemingly know every single country tag in the game. Because, yes, I do. I know. That's how terrible Hoi4 is. So now that we've invested all of this time into actually setting up a wonderful nuclear winter, what should we do? Well, it's very important to save your wonderful work and make sure to give it a very nice, memorable name. Perfect. And so it begins, the nuclear war. Now, every nation, as you know, has 999 nukes, and what does that mean? Well, this is the view from Europe. As you can see, very large population bodies have kind of been removed. Denmark actually has a population of 0, which makes them pretty useless. However, don't worry, that doesn't really change too much. Romania has also been reduced to 0, and surprisingly a large amount of population still exists in Turkey. For some reason, around the region of Kurdistan, if you can believe it. Very impressive. Now, the POC has formed and does get repeatedly nuked by the Soviets, but there's no war really happening. The Brits are also bombing a lot of people from a distance, as the Brits like to do. God, what a world we've created. Germany appears to have a new bomb dropped on them every second, really. My God. Oh, and there goes Czechoslovakia in the span of about 4 seconds. I mean, who can blame them? They didn't actually have a standing army after their population reached 0. Germany has actually done something really impressive by the fact that they actually have a small amount of people left alive. Oh, and the Netherlands were just bombed 5 times consecutively by the Germans. And the Brits keep dropping more and more bombs. Oh my, and there goes the PLC. Farewell, salmon pink colour. Oh, and finally, the German invasion of France. Wow, that was quite fast, but to be honest, it was to be expected. And now where can Germany go from here? Well, there's only one logical threat, and that's the wonderful Soviet Union. So line up your nuclear weapons and get ready for an even larger Cold War that you've never really seen before. Oh, and of course it begins. Surprisingly, not too many nukes. The Germans appear to be just using the brute force infantry strategy here. Oh, they did drop one single nuke, and that's it. Oh, and the game crashes because it's Hearts of Iron 4, and apparently dropping 400 nukes to the point where there's no population left in Russia is enough to crash the game. So we've seen what happens in Europe, but what happens in Mexico? Most importantly, the Mexico-US border. Who do you think's going to win this? Oh, you could probably guess this one already, can't you? Jesus Christ, the nukes. Oh, and that music drop. Exceptional stuff here, ladies and gents. My God, Mexico, this really wasn't your day to shine. You keep getting nuked repeatedly by the United States, although you are dropping the occasional nuke yourself on the United States heartlands. If only there was something that could perhaps, I don't know, save you, you know? Some kind of certain maple syrup chugging super nation that could save you from the empire that is the United States. Wow, Jesus Christ, Mexico, you're making a good comeback here. You're making an incredible comeback here. You've taken almost all of Texas, which, I mean, some would say a rightful Mexican clay. I mean, I'm sure all of you people from Texas would agree that you'd just love to be under the control of the Mexicans. But yes, here we go. Mexico is actually... Canada has seen an opportunity and has decided to attack. Classic Canada. Classic Canada. As soon as Mexico's weakened the United States, they're just going to sweep in here, grab all of the wonderful victory points, and consequently absolutely lead that peace deal. My God, Mexico, you were looking so strong. But now you'll probably have to face Canada, which is a fight you might not necessarily win, but I still believe in you. Oh, and the game crashes. For Christ's sake, Hoi4! Oh well, next time lapse, come on. Right, we've seen America, we've seen Europe, but what haven't we seen? Well, we haven't seen nukes that have a little sticker on them that says, Made in China. Who actually knows if these nukes will even drop, explode, or anything, but you can at least drop them, and there's thousands and thousands of them because you can just absolutely mass produce the hell out of them in China. I'm noticing that China's actually getting nuked a lot themselves, but I mean, that shouldn't stop them. They've got a population pool of like 1 billion anyway, so yeah, a couple of nukes won't hurt that. I mean, a few nuclear winters might knock them down a few pegs, but they should be fine nonetheless. I mean, Christ, they hold like one region which has a population of about 40 million, which is impossible to knock out with just one nuke. I'm pretty sure you need about 20. In fact, it actually looks like they're trying to drop nukes on it at the moment. Jesus Christ, maybe they would kill it. I'm noticing that Japan keeps getting nuked in the same place over and over again, and it actually looks like Hiroshima. That actually does look like Hiroshima or Nagasaki. I honestly can't tell the difference. All I know is that they're in that southern region of Japan. The PRC also gets repeatedly nuked, and my God, even though there's a lot of nukes going off in China, there's hardly any land conquest. It's almost like there's only, well, crappy divisions that suck because they're Chinese and they have no organization. Or maybe it's because the divisions that do exist get nuked before they can even move to the front line, and so they're consequently reduced to a point that they no longer exist. I'm noticing that the Chinese are also trying to mount an invasion of Japan. They've been trying to mount one of Shaanxi, but they haven't been able to do it. They honestly haven't taken anything. Oh, and the game crashes. Oh, well, next game, we're here in Europe. This time it's a little bit different because, Hungary's actually going places. Well, I say that, they've just lost to Czechoslovakia. And Germany once more making a move up to Sweden. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the longest game I time-lapsed, and I decided, you know what, you'd never really know what you're going to get if you give the entire world nukes. Oh my God. That poor Czechoslovakia. That poor Czechoslovakia. You were too young for this world. The PLC salmon monster has taken you. Oh, and of course, now the nukes begin. Romania begins by dropping quite a lot of nukes on Turkey and then is nuked massively by the Italians and Poles. Turkey is then nuked once more by the Poles and Italians. I mean, Turkey, you're just not having a very nice day, are you? Everyone keeps nuking you, and I'm pretty sure you're getting invaded from the Middle East. Oh no, that's the Soviet Union who's just crept in to take you, and France wipes out Italy. Oh, and then forms the European Union. That's actually the first time I've seen France form the European Union. Hats off to them for that. Now, over in Asia, we're about to see a massive land war between the Soviet Union and Japan. But in Europe, the European Union decides to forcibly memberize Poland into the fold. My God. Now, the European Union is one hell of a strong, formidable nation because it gets the incredible modifier of just cause on everything, excluding Africa because, you know, they're not actually meant to hold that. The Soviet Union decides that this would be a perfect moment to have a civil war, and so decides to, you know, just deal with that Trotsky element that was kind of sat behind, causing a little bit of a, I don't know, kerfuffle in the political chambers and little Soviets as they call them. But now the Soviet Union is at war with the UK. Surprisingly not at war with the European Union. Yeah, the Soviets are actually in quite a nice position here. Japan, this is when it happens. I was going to say Japan hasn't attacked them yet, but no, here comes the Japanese. Here comes the Japanese. Oh my. They're really pushing out quite fast. They've immediately taken all of India, which is quite a large population pool, as well as all of China, which definitely does help. The United States are currently finally finishing off the Argentinians before they, can send another ancient decrepit destroyer to try and seize the Falkland Islands, because, that's never going to win. Oh, and the United Kingdom has actually managed to claim the Middle East and is invading Turkey. This could be their moment to take the European Union. United Kingdom are actually at war with the most major powers now at the moment. They're at war with the European Union and the Soviet Union at the same time, and they appear to actually be pulling it off. They've just taken Belgium. Good for them. And Japan, instead of declaring war on the United Kingdom, decides to go and take the European Union. Now this is an issue, because if they grab that German industrial heartland, they're going to be quite overpowered. I mean, those Japanese allies, they've really kind of gone quite an interesting route. These Japanese allies are meant to actually be non-aligned. Emperor Hirohito is meant to be non-aligned at this moment in time. He's not looking that non-aligned, if I tell you. I mean, the fact that he controls basically all of Europe hints that he might not be non-aligned anymore. Oh no. He's now decided that the United Kingdom is the next best threat. And so, he begins his war against the United Kingdom. Can the Brits hold out? Well, you might be able to guess the answer. Whilst they have that wonderful navy that's able to sink everyone, they're at war with the United States and the Japanese Empire. Yes, it's not really going to pay off, is it? I'm sorry, Britain. There's not much we can do for you. Oh my. You've lost basically all of the UK. Scotland's managing to hold out, but that's just classical of Scotland. And there you go. Hats off to you, United States, hats off to you, Japanese. You've done it. Now, I spent the remainder of this game trying to see if I could get the Japanese to remove the entire world population. Because you might notice the Japanese have 79 million people under their belt thanks to controlling China. And so I gave them another fresh set of nukes, and I gave them the ability to drop nukes anywhere. What does it cause? Well, it causes not really anything. The Japanese do drop the occasional nuke, but it's hardly enough to put a dent into the United States. We can just watch this ticker kind of go down a little bit, as you can see the nukes they're using, down to about 930 nukes, 920. But honestly, if it was a player, they could probably be immediately down to about 200, because the Japanese Air Force is not too bad. It can cross that Atlantic. And that kind of just about wraps up this wonderful video we have here today, ladies and gents. But I actually have some very important information to tell you about. Not only do we have our wonderful Hoi 4 giveaway, which I mentioned earlier, myself and the other Hoi 4 YouTuber Veilfisk are planning something rather special indeed. We're planning an artillery-only co-op world conquest. And it's going to be live, and you too can watch it from the comfort of your own homes, maybe on your TV, doing whatever you like, but you can watch it. How can you watch it? Well, all you have to do is tune in this Friday. It should be around 7 PM UK time, and all you have to do is just come along, sit in the chat, have a fun time, I don't know, make a few donations to Veilfisk, make a few donations to my wonderful tea fund, and yes, you too can watch along at home and enjoy the wonderful, blissful, agonizing experience which is appealing to the ISP demographic. Oh my god, what an interesting stream it's going to be. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a like if you have enjoyed, and please do consider subscribing, because we're getting awfully close to that 100k mark, which we probably should hit before Christmas. Anyway, I love all of you, and I will see each and every one of you in the next one. Have a wonderful time. And also make sure to watch this video here or this video here. I quite like them. I made them myself. I think you might like them too. They're well worth a watch.